In Singapore, cheating isn't just immoral, it's logistically impossible. Forget morality, forget love. What you really need is space. And space, my friends, is the one thing Singapore doesn't have. Here, the average man can't even hide a parking coupon, let alone a mistress. Every secret affair is basically a group project, because within 5 minutes, someone's auntie will spot you at Orchard Road and send a WhatsApp broadcast titled, "Cheating Spotted, 3 p.m., Coffee Bean, Level 2. People say Singaporeans are loyal. No, they're just living in a social panopticon disguised as a city-state. Your neighbours know your Wi-Fi password, your SingPass, and what time your girlfriend's grab arrives. Romance here isn't built on trust, it's built on CCTV. And yet, somehow, everyone still manages to look perfectly respectable, smiling, holding hands, sipping bubble tea, pretending they don't already know each other's browser history. So today, I'm going to prove to you that fidelity in Singapore isn't a moral triumph. It's just urban geometry doing its job. Stay till the end, because what I'm about to reveal might just make you realize cheating in Singapore costs more than just your dignity. It costs you a season parking slot. Let's start with surveillance, Singapore's unofficial love language. In most countries, affairs collapse because of guilt. In Singapore, they collapse because of HDB layout. You see, when 80% of the population lives in high-rise apartments facing each other like moral CCTV towers, privacy dies before temptation even begins. You can't even sneeze without a retired uncle thinking you're sending Morse code to your side chick. The city's compact design means your every move comes with commentary. Have dinner with a friend at Vivo City. Someone's mum from Tampines will post, saw you looking suspicious at Sushi Tay. Try to rent a love hotel, joke's on you. They're all booked by people actually filming anti-drug campaigns. In Japan, you can vanish into an alley with a new lover. In the Philippines, you can disappear on a boat. In Singapore, your Grab driver is probably your cousin's polytechnic classmate, and your affair ends before the meter hits 8 to 50. This is not a society of saints. It's a nation built like a chessboard, where every move is public record. The geography itself disciplines you, not through religion, not through ethics, but through the fear of your mother's friend bumping into you at the wrong mall. And that, right there, is the genius of Singapore's moral system. It doesn't need sermons or commandments, it only needs density. Let's talk about physics, because in Singapore, even adultery obeys the laws of motion. Here's the equation: population density x, gossip velocity, arch, moral enforcement. Singapore is 734 square kilometers of compressed reputation. Every step you take has a witness. Every whisper becomes an echo. Even your shadow has an NRIC. You can't cheat here. You can only perform public rehearsal for your downfall. Privacy is a foreign concept. Apartments are stacked like moral bunkers, soundproof only against conscience. Walls are thin, elevators are gossip elevators, and by the time you reach the 12th floor, 3 neighbours have already texted, "She brought a man who wasn't her husband." Even the country's architecture seems to mock secrecy. Glass buildings everywhere, gleaming honesty imposed by design. Cafes have open seating, parks have drone eyes, and restaurants have mirrors that reflect your sins from multiple angles. And the real tragedy? Singapore's transportation network has achieved what religions couldn't: total accountability. You tap your EZ-Link card, and the system knows exactly where temptation began. You board a Grab, and there's dashcam footage of your moral decline. You step into an MRT, and 14 CCTV cameras record the slow erosion of your self-control. In Tokyo, cheating is a moral question. In Singapore, it's a spatial impossibility. Here, geometry polices libido. Space isn't freedom, it's surveillance. And morality. It's just what happens when GPS history replaces guilt. Still, Singaporeans don't see it that way. They proudly say, "We're loyal." But deep down, they know it's not loyalty, it's logistics. And if you think I'm exaggerating, just wait till you hear how even emotional cheating in Singapore comes with parking fees. Cheating in Singapore doesn't begin with romance, it begins with logistics. You don't plan a secret date here, you plan a transport operation, because every movement from your condo to the cafe is traceable, taxable, and potentially photographed by someone's car dash cam. Picture this: a man wants to meet his affair partner. He can't just drive over. He first needs to secure parking. But in Singapore, parking is more expensive than guilt. So he circles the block, praying to the ERP gods for mercy, while the woman waits, watching her date lose his moral confidence with every beep of his IU reader. By the time he parks, $4 poorer and emotionally drained, the only thing he's cheating on is his monthly transport budget. And let's say he somehow succeeds. The restaurant bill is $70, the emotional cost is $700, and the parking fine for staying too long is a metaphor for life itself. Because in Singapore, you don't get punished for cheating. You get fined for exceeding moral duration. Even digital infidelity isn't safe. Your Telegram affair, traced. Your hotel booking, logged under SingPass. Your fake name on Grab, matched by facial recognition before dessert. Singapore has turned morality into a form of civic engineering. Cheating isn't wrong here, it's inefficient. Love has to fit inside a system of season parking, ERP gantries, and dinner time reservation slots. Romance is not spontaneous, it's scheduled. And if your mistress makes you late to renew your season parking pass, congratulations. Your adultery just cost you a fine and 3 demerit points in life. The real heartbreak. Singaporeans have stopped dreaming about forbidden love. They dream about free parking. But the deeper question is, what happens to passion in a place where every breath is regulated and even sin must be booked in advance? Singapore glows at night, not with romance, but with the cold fluorescence of obedience. Every streetlight, every security camera, every perfectly timed MRT announcement whispers the same moral sermon. Someone is watching you. And that, my friends, is how Singapore replaced religion with visibility. In other countries, morality is guided by fear of God. In Singapore, it's guided by fear of getting tagged in a viral Facebook post. Virtue here isn't a matter of conscience, it's optics. People don't behave well because they're good. They behave well because it looks good. It's not inner purity, it's exterior lighting. Go to any shopping mall and you'll see what I mean. The couples there aren't holding hands out of affection. They're holding hands to look stable in case someone from their condo WhatsApp group walks by. Everyone performs goodness like it's a national art form, curated, polished, and safely lit. The government doesn't even have to enforce morality anymore. The architecture does it. No dark alleys, no cheap motels, no shadows deep enough to hide shame. It's a city where ethics are built into infrastructure, where street design eliminates temptation and public housing eliminates privacy, where you can't even lie about being at work because your EZ-Link record says you tapped in at Ion Orchard. Singapore has done something miraculous. It has made morality measurable. Loyalty can now be graphed by data. Virtue can be audited by CCTV footage. And your personal integrity is basically stored on cloud backup. But here's the irony. When everyone is constantly watched, no one is truly seen. People behave, but they don't feel. They comply, but they don't connect. Because in Singapore, goodness isn't about doing the right thing. It's about not being caught doing the wrong one. And yet, somehow, Singaporeans still call this harmony. Try to fall in love in Singapore, truly, recklessly, stupidly in love. And you'll quickly realize it's like trying to skinny dip in a fish tank. Everyone's watching, and there's no room to splash. Romance here is a scheduled activity between 2 consenting adults and 3 government databases. You don't just date, you register your relationship on Instagram, synchronize your couple outfits, and pray your housing ballot gets approved before the spark dies. Because in Singapore, love has a queue number. You can't run away with your lover. The furthest you'll get is Sentosa. And even there, Someone's drone will mistake you for a TikTok couple and post you online before sunset. You'll trend for 24 hours, not for your passion, but for blocking the Malayan statue. The modern Singaporean romance is a bureaucratic performance. Step 1. Meet on dating app. Step 2. Exchange NRICs for safety. Step 3. Take MRT to meet. Step 4. Tap in together. Love confirmed by Easy Link. Affection is now traceable by the transport network. Breakups too. If your tap-ins start diverging to different stations, congratulations, your relationship has expired. Even hotel rooms can't save you. You book one online, and immediately your SingPass politely reminds you that your digital footprint loves transparency more than you do. And here's the real punchline. Singaporeans are not unromantic. They're just too self-aware to misbehave. Every act of intimacy is haunted by the fear of public embarrassment. It's like trying to kiss under fluorescent lighting while your secondary school teacher stands nearby. So people settle for safe affection. Couples who love quietly, efficiently, within the rules. Because in this city, secrecy is rebellion and privacy is luxury. Romance in Singapore isn't about butterflies, it's about bandwidth. And yet, despite all this, Singaporeans still dream of love stories. Maybe not grand ones, but air-conditioned ones. Let's end where it all began. Geography. Because in Singapore, morality isn't written in scripture. It's written in zoning laws. You see, this island didn't just plan its transport and housing, it planned its emotions. Lust has been rezoned into shopping malls. Temptation has been converted into co-working spaces. And sin? It's been efficiently relocated to Batam with round-trip ferry service every hour. When you think about it, Singapore's moral success story isn't about purity, it's about urban engineering. By compressing 8 emotions into 734 square kilometers, the country accidentally designed the world's most faithful citizens. Not because they're angels, but because they have nowhere to hide. You don't need religion when your city's layout punishes temptation faster than karma. You don't need police when every auntie with a smartphone doubles as moral enforcement. You don't even need guilt, just the fear of ending up on Singapore Eye Facebook page titled Uncle Cheating at 313 Somerset. And that's the ultimate irony. In a place so clean, so orderly, so public, morality isn't about right or wrong anymore. It's about efficiency. Fidelity isn't sacred. It's convenient. Because where else in the world can you keep your marriage intact, not through love or devotion, but through a lack of parking space, the omnipresence of CCTV, and the shame of being caught on stomp before dessert arrives? Singapore has achieved what philosophers only dream of, a moral utopia designed by urban planners. A city so small, temptation can't survive. A nation so transparent, sin has to apply for a permit. So if you ever cheat in Singapore, don't call it a moral failure, call it an urban miracle. You somehow manage to find privacy where none exists. So tell me, is Singapore really the most disciplined country in Asia, or just the most claustrophobic? Would Singaporeans still be faithful if the borders expanded, the CCTVs blinked off, and temptation finally had some elbow room? Drop your answer below, because in a world where morality depends on geography, maybe the most faithful people are just the ones who ran out of space to sin.